my name is Tim, and this is me in 8th grade. Now, my challenge then and now is ADHD. And if you or someone you know has ADHD, I don't have to tell you what kind of difficulties and how frustrating that can be in making good decisions. But that was a while ago. This is an 8th grader today. Her name is Blessing. She lives in Tacoma, and she inhabits a very different world than I did when I was in 8th grade. You see, information comes at her exponentially faster than it did for me. All of it, wanting her attention, demanding it, and distracting her. And if you think it's difficult to listen to the words I am saying while watching that screen, then you think about what it's like for Blessing every single day. Now, Blessing does not have ADHD, but she grew up in a stressful, unpredictable home. And whether you are born with ADHD like me, or your environment impacts you like Blessing, you can struggle with the same decision-making function that brains do. The technical term is executive function, and it's what processes sifting through information, identifying priorities, making plans, meeting deadlines without getting distracted. And I probably don't have to tell you, if you struggle with this, you are much more likely to get into trouble in school and in life. Now, there's good news here. The good news is executive function can be taught and improved on just like any skill. That's what the EDGE Foundation here in Seattle has been doing for close to a decade, based on a personal coaching technique that supports executive function. They train personal coaches all around North America to run successful private practices. The bad news is that most of the people who really need a service like this can't afford it. And that's why we started the EDGE Schools Project. See, right there, that's Blessing with her coach at school in Tacoma. What we do is we work with schools to identify an existing employee who can be an EDGE coach. We then train that coach and then ensure quality by tracking them and monitoring their data and supervising them and training them. Now, each coach will work with a student or maybe a group of students or teachers or parents in the community, and by the end of the year, they have impacted hundreds of people. Our team is pretty fantastic. Our founder has deep experience with startups, and here in Seattle, our lead trainer is nationally recognized. And our support staff has decades of experience in interventions and schools, just like what we're doing. Our results have been pretty incredible. We have seen a near 100% graduation rate. We've seen a drop in trips to the principal's office by about half. And we have seen a GPA increase of almost a point. Now think about this. For these students, that is often the difference between failing and passing. But two results in particular bode well for sustainability for us. One is that we've expanded. This last year, we went down to OSPI in Olympia, and they asked us to come into 6 of the worst performing schools in all of Washington. That means we expanded from 2 to 8 schools. Second, the schools were so excited about our program that they offered to pay for the salary of the coach, which means that, along with other efficiencies we found in our model, means that we were able to drop our cost per school from $50,000 to $8,000. But more than any of those numbers, the result that meant the most to me was a personal interaction with Blessing at our recent end-of-year school party. She said, you know, there's nobody at my school who understands how a student like me thinks like my coach does. Without my coach, I'd be expelled or suspended many times. We're at an exciting point in this project where we want to move from a pilot to scaling up. But for real sustainability, a project like ours typically needs to make a jump from small to many schools. So what we're asking for tonight is a chance to make that jump. For instance, we have a funder, a few funders, in fact, who have promised that they would give us $60,000 if we could match it. Now, with that type of money, we could go to 12 schools, impact thousands of students. And those are the types of numbers that would catapult us forward with the momentum of our own. We actually have schools who are interested in us right now, but we need funds to be able to catalyze this movement forward. Look, nobody knows what skills are going to be valuable in 20 years. One thing everybody agrees on, though, that will be essential is adaptability. learning new information, deciding what's important, and then charting a new course based on it. Now, that's all executive functioning really is. And we at the Edge Schools Project can improve it. There are over 500,000 middle and high school students in Washington right now. And when I talk to principals and district leaders and teachers from around the state, they say, this is something desperately needed. I could use it for every single one of my students. What difference would a coach make in their life? Join us in this project. Help give students an edge by providing them a coach. Thank you.